Hi, Andy from the Single Malt Club of Australia, www.singlemalt.com.au. Well, we all get a little bit older, and I guess that's a good thing for whiskey and not such a good thing for people. But the beauty of getting older is that every now and then you come across a landmark or a milestone, and at that stage it's very appropriate to open an exceptionally rare and wonderful bottle of whiskey. And I am no different, and I've just had my 40th birthday, and to celebrate the occasion I thought it most appropriate to have a whiskey from the same year that I was born. I've been lucky enough to find two of these, and I'm going to do a little review on them. As you can see from the bottle, I've already had a pretty good taste of it, and I've recovered from the hangovers, and I'm just going to have a little chat about them now. This is a MacPhail's collection from the Glenrothes distillery, distilled in 1969. So really quickly, Gordon and MacPhail are a company that operate out of Elgin in northern Scotland. Very close to Speyside, and they have a very good association with lots of distilleries, and with Glenrothes particularly. They buy the spirit that comes from the still, and they've been doing that since 1895, so they're getting the hang of it now. Doing it for, 120 years near enough. And what that means is that they'll get the raw spirit and then they'll age it as they believe it should be. The majority of spirit, as we know, goes off to make blends, and the beauty of this is that Gordon MacPhail actually keep the spirit and age it for us as a single malt, and release it as a single malt, and we can get hold of some really old, beautiful whiskies like this one. Glenrothes, established in 1878, so it's a very old distillery as well, and it was started by James Stewart, who's learnt his trade at the Macallan distillery before taking on the role at Glenrothes. It's been continuously operating until 1980, where it got mothballed and was reopened in 1988. So this spirit was taken when it was at its peak, producing lots and lots of whiskey. It's always been a big producer, and in fact in 1922 they had a fire, and it was a horrible, horrible thing to lose 200,000 gallons of whiskey. That's nearly 1 million litres of whiskey that went into the River Roths. And what a terrible waste, but apparently there was some, not that you do a lot of swimming in northern Scotland, but apparently the whole of the Roths town were trialling out for the Scottish swim team that night. This is a really interesting whiskey. It's been beautifully made at Glenrothes and wonderfully aged in the largest barrel house in the world, at MacPhail's Gordon MacPhail in Elgin, and this is named after John MacPhail, who was one of the founders, obviously, of Gordon MacPhail. The water from this comes from Ed Kenny Spring. I don't know much about that, but it's always nice to know that it's actually spring water rather than the river water that's used. First thing you do with a whiskey is look at it, and when we look at this baby, she's not a brown, she's getting onto a black. That's a really dark colour. So obviously it's been aged for a long, long time in oak, and judging by how dark brown that colour is, oh, it's sherry, yeah. Oh boy, that's sherry oak, alright. Yeah, look, that's just Christmas cake, beautiful. Dried apricots, dried fruits. Oh, it's just so luscious and rich. I mean, look how dark that is just in that glass there. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful spirit. It's prunes. It's so elegant. Soft. Beautiful. Yeah, it's... Oh, that's like dried plums. Yeah, prunes. Oh, that's just yummy. Caramelly. Caramelly. You had salty plums. It's like a Chinese treat. And they dry the plums out with salt, and it's kind of like a plum seed, I guess, with the flesh still on it. And it's a really salty flavour. It tastes a little bit like that. Oh, so yummy. Oh, I'm going to finish this, and I'm going to catch you very soon. If you want to get a bottle of this, you can grab it from the website. We don't have many, obviously, and being 40 years old, they're not real cheap, but I think they're great value for money, actually. I think we've got them at $380, which is pretty good for considering it's a 40-year-old whiskey. Most 40-year-olds, I think, would be well over $1,000. So, you know, at that sort of money, really worth a try. 43% alcohol. Gorgeous. Cheers. Slanjava. Happy birthday to me.